How's it going, YouTube? This is Skull, and welcome to episode 68 of Zootopia on home video. Today, I get to show off a product that I have never gotten to show off before. In the past, we have seen DVDs, Blu-rays, 3D Blu-rays, 4Ks, collector's editions, big boxes, small boxes, red boxes. But this is the first of its kind that I have got to show off on this channel, and that is a 2-movie pack of Zootopia and Zootopia 2 in a single package. So, this 2-movie pack of Zootopia and Zootopia 2, although I guess it's Zootopia 2 and Zootopia, released on the same day that the rest of Zootopia 2 on home video released in the United States, March 3rd, 2026, one day before Zootopia's 10th anniversary. So, this is something that Disney has done before. They put out a 2-pack of Moana 2 and Moana, and a 2-pack of Frozen 2 and Frozen. To the best of my research, I could not find a 2-pack of Ralph Breaks the Internet and Wreck-It Ralph, but when we saw those films get a 2-pack release, most people correctly assumed that Zootopia and Zootopia 2 would get a 2-pack as well to follow the trend, and here it is. So this is a DVD only. There is no Blu-ray equivalent. There was no Blu-ray equivalent of Frozen and Moana films either, at least not in the United States. The UK does have a 2-pack Blu-ray. In fact, most of the rest of the countries of the world, if they got a 2-pack, it was Blu-ray and not DVD. But here in the United States, it was DVD. So this is what I have, so this is what I'm reviewing. Or not even reviewing. These aren't reviews. These are just showing stuff off because I'm weird. Anyway, so we have this. And now I'm going to get to talk about it. So the first thing you'll notice is that the Zootopia 2 poster, we have not seen this anywhere else. This is not on any other release of the film. This isn't even on most of the posters. You know what this is? This is a first look at Judy and Nick from Zootopia 2 that they showed off at D23 2024. This was the first time that we saw their new designs. The first time we saw Judy in her casual outfit, and the first time we saw Nick in his pink shirt. And it basically didn't get any notice after that. It got put on a few promotional posters and postcards and stuff, but not any of the theatrical posters, not any of the merchandise of the film. But they decided, okay, put it on the 2-pack DVD, and here it is. So this is the only way to get anything home video related with these two in this pose. Then we got Gary up there. Of course, the Zootopia portion we've seen so many times before. It's this classic picture of Nick and Judy together. So we saw this in the multi-screen edition release of the film, for example. And it's even against an orange background, so it very much reminds me of that. Contrasting it with the green background with the new poses that we don't see anywhere else. This is a really cool cover, in my opinion, just because it's unique, especially with these two. So, I don't know why Disney did that, but they always put the sequel on the top and the original on the bottom. They did this with Moana, they did this with Frozen, and I don't know why. But that's the way it is. I mean, that's pretty much all that the front is. I've told you about all of it. So the spine looks like this. It looks like, well, pretty much what you would expect. We got the Disney DVD logo here. We got the Zootopia 2 logo and then Zootopia. Again, Zootopia 2 is on top. And then 2-movie collection, and I love that the 2 even has this little curl at the end of it like a snake tail. And then at the top, we have the exact same Gary pose that we saw on the DVD and Blu-ray of Zootopia 2. And at the bottom, we have this twin pose for the first time of Nick and Judy together on a spine. It took them that long. Wow. Before this, it's either been one of the... before this, it's always been one of them by themselves. Usually Judy, rarely Nick. They finally put them together right there. And this is what the back looks like. It's just a little blurb at the top there. It's just a unique blurb that we haven't seen anywhere else. We got these giant banners, one for Zootopia 2 and one for Zootopia. We've seen both of these before. This is the back of the Blu-ray for Nick and Judy there, and this is the back. This is the front of the original Blu-ray for Nick and Judy there for the original film. So, I'll go ahead and read the blurb because it's unique. We haven't seen this anywhere else. Head to the animal metropolis Zootopia with these two comedy adventures. Officer Judy Hopps, the first bunny on Zootopia's police force, jumps at the chance to crack her first case, even if it means partnering with scam artist fox Nick Wilde. Then, when Gary DeSnake turns the town upside down, Judy and Nick go undercover to solve a great mystery. I guess that's a pretty good way of explaining the films without giving away too much. In the very unlikely event you've never seen these, that's a pretty good blurb to catch your attention without giving anything away. These are some of the highest grossing films of all time. I'm sure at this point, most people have seen them, especially people who are buying the movies. Anyway, there's not much legalese here at the bottom. We got just the information on both films. So Zootopia 2 and Zootopia appear to both be just the exact same technical details. I say that. Yeah, no, they're exactly the same. It's just that the Zootopia 2 blurb is just the tiniest bit longer because there's a 2. That's it. Otherwise, they're exactly the same. Widescreen films, English and Spanish audio and subtitles, and that's it. These are Region 1. Again, can't really do much about that with DVDs. We got the little... This is interesting, how they have to show the rating for both films. I've rarely seen that before. Pretty fun. That's pretty much all that we have to talk about with the packaging. The inside is one of these flip cases, so it just has one of these center things that you flip back and forth to access the discs. And the discs themselves are exactly the same as what we've seen before. The Zootopia and Zootopia 2 on DVD, they're just the discs in this new packaging. It is worth mentioning that the Zootopia DVD is the 2024 disc when they reissued the DVD. The disc itself is identical in every way on the inside. It's just they manufactured new ones in 2024, which I covered in episode, I believe, 64. Yes, 64 of Zootopia on home video, if you want to go back and look at more information on that. Zootopia 2 is the exact same disc that released on the same day that this came out. So not much to really say about those. They're exactly the same. So if you already own Zootopia and Zootopia 2, there's really no reason to get this unless you're a collector like I am. But if you do not own either of these, then I'd say this is actually a pretty good bang for your buck. For one price, you get both films. It is DVD, of course, like I said. But also, like I said, the UK does have a Blu-ray and it's region free. Although they call it Zootropolis, not Zootopia, so that's how that goes, right? Anyway, for people who do not own Zootopia or Zootopia 2, and you're okay with standard definition, this is a great way to own the films. And it's a nice, pleasant spine. In fact, it's almost, but not quite, the same color as the original Zootopia spine. This has a gradient to it. The 2-pack has a gradient to it, dark to light to dark, whereas Zootopia is just one single color. But it strongly reminds me of that. Looks great on a shelf. I'm just happy that we get a unique look at these two again, because it brings me back to when Zootopia 2 was first. We were getting our very first information on it, and this was the first time that we saw Nick and Judy. And seeing this was the first time that it hit me, oh, this film is really happening. It's not just they're saying it's happening. It's like we actually have proof. There's a picture of them now. And thankfully, the film turned out to be good. So that is the 2-pack of Zootopia and Zootopia 2. That'll bring this video to an end. I want to thank everyone for watching these videos. It really means a lot to me. And I'll be back next time, whenever it will be, showing off the final release of Zootopia 2 in the United States. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.